Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So today is June 23rd, 2023. It's amazing. So it's 6/23/23. And I don't know, there's some significance about that today. I've been thinking about the group all day and just the excitement of it all. So thank you and welcome for being here. So I'd like to begin first and foremost by creating and just a safe group connection. We are all here, and I hold you, each and every single one of you, in such a divine and sacred space. I do work with my own personal energy to really assure that it is indeed that a pure and sacred space. So, what I like to do as we begin is I'm just going to place my hand on my heart and take some deep breaths. I invite you to do the same, but you don't need to, you don't have to, but I invite you to. And this is really just about getting us into the present moment, getting us calm in our minds, calm inside of our bodies. You all are a partner with me this evening in this divine sacred moment, that your loved ones are here with you also. And if it's okay, Mavis, if I can share your story really quick, is that even unbeknownst to all of you here, your loved ones are also on the other side. That for the very first time that we had this event, information was coming through specifically about a cruise. And it didn't really settle with everybody in the group. And somebody was like, well, I'm going to take a boat trip. And I thought, well, it kind of matches. I'm like, no, this is a cruise. And then more information was coming up a little bit later, and it seemed to apply. And, so there's what I call Me Too's, which means that there is a commonality between people here. So when I say have the courage to claim the information, that one person might say, like, yeah, that kind of sounds like me, while somebody's like, well, that already is for them. That you might also have it as well. So Mavis did not make it to the very first meeting, and information was coming through from her loved ones, and specifically for her mama. And so she popped on the second interview, or not the interview, but I made sure to have a second group to really bring everyone together, because that was a really special thing. So your loved ones are here, and they probably have been kind of chattering all day long with images, because things do come up even before you get here. And so know that this is a true partnership with your loved ones as well. Because this is not just mediumship, and I want to say just, this is really, truly soul reading, that through this, your loved ones can come through, but also messages for your current situation as well. So if you all I thank you for your willingness to be here and for giving me the great honor of just being present with your God sparks. You have a most divine part inside of you that is absolutely divine. And it is the most sacred honor to be able to sit with each of you and to be allowed the ability to sense and feel, because it is only with permission that I do this. So I thank you. Okay, so the intention for this, as I breathe and placing my hand on my heart, creating a deep soul, safe heart connection with each of you. I'm imagining a sacred bubble all around us. I invite my guides, my angels, my loved ones, and yours are already here, your guides, your angels, your loved ones. And I trust that whatever information, any messages, any guidance that needs to come through tonight, that it can, and that it will. Okay, so let me just begin and see what I feel. I have an image of a woman wearing a very sheer kind of dress. It looks like a summerish dress, but it's sheer. It's got an underlining like linen. I see this woman walking through a garden. She's got longer hair. I can't quite, it's like a reddish brown, but it's something very specific about the garden and the dress itself. I'm seeing where the person's walking, and it seems like they're putting their hands on like flowers, and touching the flowers as they go, and it feels very sweet. It even seems like they would have like baby's breath. So, but it feels very whimsical, very soft. As I describe this image, does this sound like something that you all, anybody, is familiar with? Now, I also have to say that because this is soul reading, this is not just necessarily connecting with people who have passed. So this could be a way for me to talk about one of your loved ones. So we got to really expand our awareness into thinking of both our living loved ones as well as our loved ones who have passed, because it could get me to talk about a person who might be alive. So does that sound like an image that is familiar to someone? It's very specific, very whimsical, it's white, soft, outdoors, grass. Anybody? I'm shocked. Anybody? Yes, please, Nancy. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I don't know, it could be me, but it's like they're sending me an image of my soul, like who I am, like because
Mhm.
I know a lot about my past, and
Okay, it's an image that sounds, because it
I
doesn't
don't
feel
know for sure. So I'm willing to
okay.
let someone else speak up.
Okay. And
That's but
if this rings truth for you, so let's go with the imagery because it feels very, very soft. It feels like from another time. It
yeah,
feels very, very whimsical.
yeah.
And it's very, and like I even see like long hair. Um, it even feels like a Celtic feeling to it. I would see like, oh, I've got chills now all of a
And
sudden.
I do too.
Okay, I don't know if anybody can see that, but I've got literally goosebumps. Um, it's Celtic, so I do see like even the druids. Um, I'm not going to get this name correct, but I'm seeing the domes that are created. I think they're called domas. They're um, they're made with stone, and then they have an upper stone
Dolmen.
and a dolmen. Okay, so it is called, wow, it is called a dolmen.
Mhm.
It's a very, very sacred time. Like it's so you've had a reading about this before. And even no, you have not. Okay, it feels like you have
I
this.
feel well, I've had to connect with a lot of my past lives, and I know a lot, and that sort of thing has always resonated, but I don't know anything about it.
Okay, well, what I'm really, really feeling deeply. Have you actually been drawn to go to that area to actually go visit? Okay, and it's Dolores. Okay, so
Yes.
Dolores, you as well?
I really have. One of my sacred places is called the Leganani Dolmen in
Yes.
Northern Ireland, and it's just when I visited there, I felt like this deep connection. So I don't know if that's me, I'm claiming it or not, but I can totally.
Yes.
Um, it's always been really meaningful to me.
Yes.
That place, I don't know. There's some spiritual
Massively.
thing
Now,
about it.
again, no coincidences why soul brings us together. So here we are in many places upon the planet, and that soul has a reason and a message. What I'm really feeling is, ah, this is deep within the group. There's some and others, and it could be multiple of you, but others are doing very deep sacred work, especially, and I want to say I see it all of a sudden like a forest. I am seeing it's like a regular place. It's very ceremonious. Oh my gosh, but it's specifically in honor of the divine feminine. I think it's also having to do with moon, menses, honoring the life who's literally performing ceremonies, going into ceremonies, into the forest, there's a big thing with divine feminine, very ceremoniously into the forest.
I'm
If you,
supposed to do that kind of work going
okay,
forward. And
yes,
I haven't known where to start. And
okay. Okay, so welcome and thank you for being here. It's we just start where we are. Like, and Nika, and I believe that this is how it may be pronounced. For some reason, I'm not just because you have a forest background, but like literally it caught my attention. However, I'm also getting like a very very like light, like the fairy realm, very light, mystical, working with like gnomes, earth energy. What are you doing specifically? Because I'm really drawn to like ceremony. It's such a beautiful thing. So if somebody's not claiming it, that's on. Somebody's doing really incredible work. Forest, moon, menses, honoring earth, feminine. Hands, anybody, please. Okay, Kimberly. Yeah, okay.
I don't, I,
Kapiolani. Okay. Yes. Okay. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Kaapiolani? Kaapiolani. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
sorry, I
I
was trying
am
to find my mute button.
not a problem. Hey, Eaus. Are you are you on the islands of Hawaii?
I'm in New York, but I do work in outdoor programs to educate and work with youth to teach them about nature connection. And
Okay.
I have done ceremonies in Hawaii. I'm Hawaiian and Alaska Native.
Okay, because I see you what is called a heiau. A
Yeah.
heiau. Okay, so you're all familiar. For the rest of the group, a heiau is a very sacred earth site that it's ancient. We're ancient, and the kahuna and the huna tradition, they're very sacred places on the land where they honor the land, and there's a lot of ceremony that it's very limited. Oh my goodness gracious. I am seeing columns of light, like pinpoints. So Kimberly, we're going to come back to this for a second because I do feel that several of you are operating in this way, whether you recognize it or not. And I also feel like, again, Nancy, and even for Dolores, like even a past life significance that roots you in that you have returned to be able to bring this energy forward. Now, this is so fascinating because this is connecting with loved ones, but this soul and spirit. And this is really, truly what's coming forward so strongly for you in an immense way. I am seeing like an inner weaving, is what I want to call this, of our energies. That where if we all can just for a moment, just take a moment, take a breath, and if our legs are crossed, let's uncross our legs. And we are all, like, I feel this massive energy just flowing forward in an powerful way. By show of hands, who might be feeling that? Because I'm even starting to sweat a little because I'm like, ooh, this is intense. Okay. Haiti also. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Hattie?
It's Hattie, yes.
Hattie. Okay, yes. Okay, and for Nika also. Nika, am I pronouncing that correct? Kimberly as well? Okay.
Nika.
Nika. Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Nika.
no problem. And actually, Nika's fine. That's how you would probably pronounce it in Greek, but my grandma called me Nika, so that's what I go by.
Nika. Wonderful. Now, when I mentioned about gnome, fairy, elemental.
I connect a lot with things like that. Like I like to watch programs about that kind of stuff. I have practiced, and by practiced, I mean one time practiced witchcraft and did a spell, and it actually worked. Sort of scared the crap out of me. So I put that book down and walked away from it. Decided that wasn't my thing. But I do, I used to be very connected with other people's feelings. And I started taking medication for depression, and that sort of kind of wiped that out a little bit. So it's not as bad as what it used to be, although I still do that a little bit. But I mean, as far as just like being outside and flowers, I really love flowers,
Okay.
stuff like that. So
Okay. So outdoor nature. Thank you very much for adding that as well. We are all very powerful beings, and we all have a divine, most powerful energy that flows through us. There, we have the ability for pure creation. And so it doesn't surprise me what occurred when we understand what we're working with, the ability that we have, and how to utilize it within. And it probably scared the crap out of you because it's like, wait a second, I'm tapping into something that, wow, okay, how did this, that like the full function of it, right? So yeah, we are all very powerful beings. What I am feeling most in this moment, which is really incredible, is that I never plan what is intended. It's really about being present tonight, really wanting to connect with loved ones on the other side. And I also opened up to angels and guides. That was something that is not, that's natural and normal for me when I actually begin soul sessions. And normally with these sessions, it's like, okay, let's connect with our loved ones. Very specific intent, but I know that tonight felt like very specific to include these additional energies, guides, angels, these other vibrations, other beings that are here and present. And I feel that every single one of you all here are doing some massive soul work within that is serving the planet. And so that is what's coming up. So a lot of this is really messages from not only your loved ones, but also from your guides. And that is what I am feeling that comes before. It's very interesting to me, the imagery in my mind, because it is like our loved ones all present, but it's like in a gathering space, a very sacred gathering space. In my mind's eye, it even looks like a sunken gallery. It looks like we are, oh gosh, this imagery is so incredible, like an old, sacred, and ancient, all made of stone, but like an auditorium of some kind. There's some sacred seats, and they kind of have these layers. And the loved ones are all like in this stadium like, but it's very sacred. And I see this platform where it feels to me that there are these very divine beings in the center of this platform, and that all the loved ones are holding space for us. And I feel like that we are even sitting amongst them in my mind's eye, and that we're all having and kind of yielding to and giving this moment to these to guides. So I feel very specifically that several of you have actually asked specifically and called upon your guides to be here. So by show of hands, how many of you actually did that before we connected tonight? Oh, okay. That is why. Notice that those who rose their hands, their guides are the ones that are coming through. This is connecting with loved ones, but this is soul. This is really soul. So our loved ones are holding sacred space. Oh, somewhere here, I feel, and just give me a moment. Oh, this is really, really big. And Denise, I really feel like I'm drawn to you for some reason. My screen completely shifted and it puts you right smack center. And and right at the moment that I was feeling this was this other big energy feels ancestral to me. Very powerful. And I am not exaggerating when I say that this person feels female. She has a very divine, powerful position that she holds. And the energy, the best that I can describe, I'm very visual, try to give context here. Um, the medicine woman on Avatar. That's what I'm seeing. That Sahik, okay, where she is the medicine woman. I see where this person has great honor. And there's a role that this person plays. So when I speak of this image, I even see like a staff in my mind's eye, like a walking stick, a walking staff. The stick is significant. Does this make any sense to you in this imagery? And if this not for you, who does this? Who may this sound familiar to? This doesn't sound familiar to you? Denise? Okay. Sorry, you're muted. So sorry.
So yeah, I it didn't sound familiar to me. So
Okay. Have you been asking to work with a guide, wanting to know about guides, curious about this? Or is this something? Okay.
no, are you talking to me again?
Yes,
Yeah,
I am.
no, I
Okay.
mm.
Okay, so let me pause here. So,
so when you said ancestors, I
uh-huh.
do genealogy, and I had a specific question tonight in regard to my genealogical
Okay.
research.
Go ahead and ask the question because I'm drawn to you. And I'm
Okay.
seeing that this is ancestral and that
Okay.
this is very, very deep and very like I feel a very significant, powerful energy. This and I need to discern where this is. I feel guides in a very different way where there's this massive, overwhelming energy that gives me chills. This, it feels very anchored, very solid. I do want to say ancestral. So please do ask your question.
So I have a third great grandmother whose name I don't know how to pronounce.
Okay.
It's spelled a couple of ways, and it's one way it would read Mariah, and then in
Okay.
another way it would be Maria.
Mariah.
So are you saying Mariah?
Mariah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she was born in 1799, and I just didn't know how to pronounce her name because no one ever talked to me about her, but I found a lot of information about her. And I
Okay.
said, it's such a shame I don't even know how to pronounce her name.
Mariah.
Mariah?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And there's a very specific way on the accent. It's Moria. Let me see. I'm getting the accent incorrect is what I'm being told. So it's not where I want to say Moria. It's Moria.
Okay.
Moria. Okay, so the accent would be over the O, so the emphasis on the O, Moria. So instead of
Moria.
Moria, it's Moria is the way it's pronounced. Moria.
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 Okay.
Mhm. Now, do you know what country she emanates from where she originates from? I'm seeing.
No.
Go ahead.
I only, I've had my DNA
Mhm.
matched in, I guess it's near the Sierra Leone in
Mhm.
Africa.
Mhm.
So her family or that maternal line would come from
Yes.
that area.
Yes.
I think it's the Temne or the Mendi people.
What I am seeing is a woman who has a walking stick. The walking stick has significance. I am seeing a very specific print, and the print of the clothing also has significance.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very it matters that every intricate shape, every line within it, and even the colors do matter. That then this person is dignified. She has dignity. I even see that there's like something like of a band that would be on the arm that also has significance. Um, she's there's it's a line of dignity. It's a line of I'm going to misuse this word when I say power. There is again this intrinsic holding of this energy where she commands, she knows herself. You claim, you are so desiring the claiming of knowing self. And she steps forward in a very, very, very strong and powerful way. So I had to understand, is like, is this a guide or is this ancestral? I was clarified ancestral, but she works in that way. There's medicine within her. And what that means is that she's very much in balance. There's nature. There would be traditional medicines, very similar, like in the Kahuna tradition, in the native tradition. There's she has ancient knowledge, um, which also ties back to Dolores, the ancient knowledge. Okay, so again, holders of ancient knowledge. You have an imprint within you, not only of your blood, the bloodline, but also that how it operates as a soul imprint. I am getting really a strong sense of, so being born into soul families, and then, so let's talk about that for a second. How soul families in incarnation, every single soul has their life vibration. It is indeed eternal, that this lifetime is an imprint, and this information is held always and forever. It will never be disseminated, dispersed. It is absorbed and received and integrated. It is like us going to school literally. And for many of us, when we're, say, in college or high school, we're receiving multiple classes simultaneously. Your soul is eternal. Time is a function of the living. When we are here incarnate in these experiences, we have all of time available. You have your moment of awareness in this moment of time, in this lifetime. And after we ourselves and our loved ones cross over, is this all of the information, what stands pure in time, okay? Pain and suffering and those energies are of a different quality or vibration. Those things are released the moment that we are able, not the moment, but upon our crossing. Oftentimes that requires a process of being able to manage and endure and handle. When we are on the other side, we are able to integrate the information from the experience within our lifetime, and it contributes to all of our experiences. So when we receive information within one lifetime and you heal within one lifetime, that healing not only serves all of humanity, but it also serves all of your own experiences and in your incarnations. So, God, that went into a different segment. I wasn't even expecting to say that. So, pardon me. I actually felt like I popped out for a second and somebody needed or has those questions. So, thank you for allowing me to interject all of that. What I am feeling is that, getting back to the original reason that I went down this direction, is what I am feeling, especially for, there's several of you here that are doing this. Oh my goodness gracious. I can see the intricate connections that have brought all of you together tonight. What I'm really seeing is that each of you are working so immensely on your healing. You are working on your healing, working on yourself, connecting with your loved ones, connecting with guides, finding your ancestry, looking to the future. How do you heal your mind? How do you show it better? How do I receive all of this information and how do I just feel better? And how do I serve? So each of you are here because of that very specific planting of the seed within you that has taken such incredible hold. Okay. When we incarnate in missions. And oftentimes those missions require multiple lifetimes to achieve. What I'm feeling for you, Dolores, and this is a lot of background information to get to this one point, is that I feel, no, I'm being shown that an incarnation from the past, okay, 1799. So is that the year of her passing or is that the year of her birth?
Her
Because
birth.
okay, because thank you, because I was going to say, I don't see a year prior to that. Okay. Um, in the early 1800s. I'm even seeing something even prior to that. The land there in Africa, there's so much truth that is coming out into plain sight and coming into mainstream. Like, so ancient knowledge, these ancient lineages, the sacredness and the divinity that our humanity is not quite what we think that it is. We weren't just some dumb Neanderthals roaming the planet. You know, we were incredible, powerful beings. And so many of us were incarnate on these planets to actually create and bring this ushering in of the creation of souls, of which we are intended to be, these spirit and soul fused beings. That is what this is about. That is a mission that runs so intrinsically within our souls. Many of you that are here tonight have been anchored and have really, this is worked through your soul is for in several incarnations. And as it's showing up tonight and today, in this moment and in this lifetime, oh God, I've got major chills. Okay, by show of hands, because all of a sudden I want to say major experiences this past weekend with the new moon, the solstice. Who did ceremony? How many of you did ceremony, new moon, solstice, moon work this past, just this last weekend, I guess? By show of hands, anybody? Because I feel like, okay, thank you, please. I'm gonna click because I feel that any others, even if you did writing for yourself, okay, because I am feeling that are several of you that even if it's just a process, you're not even having to do it with anybody else, even if you're taking the time to honor and go within, what I'm sensing and feeling is that you are infused into a sea and a field of energy with others are doing the exact same thing. You may think that you're doing it isolated and independent of yourself, but it is contributing to energy everywhere. It is literally like a grid that we all are connected to and contribute to. So when you each choose to do this work and your healing work for yourself, even if it's not ceremoniously, even if you're just doing anything for yourself to take a moment to feel yourself, honor, think of ancestry, connecting, all of that matters. Okay, so sorry, I keep like feeling like I'm a stone skipping on a pond. I keep touching into a subject and kind of going in and out. So when we are here in soul groups to uplift humanity, and it's been happening for thousands of years. So we've had incarnations, many of us, over these last hundreds of years for this very moment that is happening on the planet right now, which is really shifting. That quite literally that there is a shifting of an entire reality. It is like, how many of you have experienced massive changes or are recognizing like something's not quite right? The way things looked just a couple of days ago does not look like the way that it is now. Like people are even having even a greater experience of what's called the mandala effect, where that things are altered, that they remember a building being a particular color and they drive by and they're like, wait a second, that's always been brown and now it's white. How many of you are experiencing that? Kimberly, okay. Show of hands, anybody else? Okay, Hattie, because I really do feel, I really do feel you over here, Hattie, as well. Okay, and even if you, thank you, Nika, I appreciate that. I feel a lot of you are. It only comes up because you are contributing to a grid of energy that is helping to uplift humanity. When we have been incarnating on these planets as soul groups over lifetimes, what I am feeling specifically for you, Dolores, but Denise, I'm sorry, Denise, is that an incarnation from a previous lifetime, even from before, and wanting to really find your roots in this lifetime, of like having connections. So, for example, we sometimes do incarnate into our own bloodline. That doesn't always happen, but it frequently does. So, in other words, a great great grandmother can now appear and be, you know, a nephew or something to that effect. It's still within the same bloodline, because families do incarnate, and they, when we're working on soul issues, they do, it spans over time. And I'm really feeling this deeply for you. I feel like you connecting with your ancestry in this lifetime is really about bringing this all together. If you can, have an image in your mind of, what this is, what I'll share with you what I am being shown. It is as though you are standing in the center of an intricate web, like a spider web. And I'm seeing like these webbings that extend from around you. And that I'm seeing that somehow you are pulling in these pieces, collecting these pieces to unify this, to create a picture of wholeness, of unity, of connection. When I say these things, does that make sense to you, Denise?
I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, I'm listening to you. I don't know if that makes sense for me.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It just feels like it's a deeper layer of stuff that's coming through, because several people did ask and invite guides, and we actually opened up. So really, I'm feeling that this is helping to bridge, like, just maybe where you're at. So if you're in this place of searching, looking, ancestry, for connection, wanting to understand self, I really feel that this is really working all through you, and that you're headed in the right direction. So I do affirm for you with this Moria, really powerful ancestor, really quite beautiful, of what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. I have this image of looking over this expanse and seeing the sunset specifically, is the image that I have in my mind of what she's showing me. I also do feel that um, all of a sudden I want to talk about your father, and something about like, I want to call it continuing education. Has your father, again, I feel soul, either living or past equally, so I will have to ask, has your father crossed?
Are you talking to me?
I am.
My father, yes.
Okay. Now, I feel him very academic. So I see books, I see like Sancho, did he read a lot? And if this doesn't sound for you, I may have already switched it to somebody else. But I'm seeing somebody, father, very academic, loves to read, but didn't go to college. It feels like smart, very witty, loves to read, but didn't go to college. Could have had like 3 degrees. Whose father does that sound like?
My father was very smart, but he's like, he had an innate ability to do everything or anything he wanted.
This is your father then, for sure.
So he never went to college.
Yeah,
but
no, because I'm like, he does not go
he
to college,
worked
but
at
he's
he worked at
okay.
a college.
Yeah,
He's worked
okay.
everywhere. And
Uh-huh.
he's a self-taught man. He died
Yes,
early,
yes.
55.
And that's what I'm seeing. Like, he's academic, very studious, but didn't go to college. He's like, I didn't go to college, but I saw a college, so that he worked at one, that makes sense. Even if it was for a short duration, but very, very learned. He's, like you said, self-made man, could do anything. And he could have a conversation with anybody about
With
anything.
anybody, anybody, and they'd fall in
Yeah,
love with him just like
yes,
that.
just like that. I was just about to say.
Mm,
And I feel like he would even just, oh, he loved to people watch. He loved to watch people. He was a very good observer of people, and he
mm,
could really connect to them in like a multitude of ways. He had such a good energy about him. It felt like people were drawn to him just so naturally. And
mm.
and again, those conversations at any time. Okay. Um, Oh, like that. I was gonna say, did he and your mom separate? But if he passed away early, that would make sense to me. Um, okay. Now, are there 3 of you? Are you one of 3 children?
Are you talking to me again?
I am.
Well, it depends on how how my father had several children, but some he did not recognize.
Okay.
But there are 3 that he did.
Okay. It's the 3 that I'm talking about, the 3 that he does recognize. Okay. Okay. And I'm, yeah, I do see several. Okay. He's claiming several. And either I see someone wearing a dress. I may be still speaking to you, Denise. They had large arms, but would always wear a dress. And but she was a large woman, but she was very jovial. There was a name for her. And then her hair always pulled back in a lower bun. But I see like a matching dress shirt, blouse with a skirt, but the arms are big. The arms are big. Does that make sense to you? Does that describe?
His mother,
Yes.
maybe. I don't know. It
Okay.
could.
Do
His
you,
mother, she had large arms.
large, because
Always had
that's what
on.
I'm saying is the large arms is what she's
Always had
drawing.
on a dress,
Yes.
sleeveless. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So then this is her. So then they're together. So this is really good. They really enjoy that you're actually looking for ancestry and looking for self. I also see that you take much after your father. You're very, very logical, very, very, very left brain, very much, and you're opening up into, even exploring like creativity and like just kind of really pushing beyond your comfort zone. Does that sound accurate?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Because do you recognize or identify more with books and reading and that
I do.
like logical? Yeah. Okay. So I just getting the sense of you expanding into more creativity, and so welcome. Good for it. It's a good thing that you're delving into, opening you up and expanding. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. And to watch your sugar.
Who?
For you to
Me?
watch your sugar. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, for you to watch your sugars. And that might actually be for a couple. All of a sudden it was like, okay, who's really managing blood sugar right now? A borderline diabetic, or pre-diabetic. Okay, so yeah, it is. Okay, so they're definitely absolutely saying, please watch your sugar. Yeah, yeah. And you're watching and monitoring it. Just you can stay ahead of it, and it's going to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Also, you may still be with you. Do you frequently have discomfort like in your abdomen and I'm on the right side, but it could be the left, it could be mirrored. But I'm seeing like sometimes some aggravation or agitation, discomfort, upper abdomen, right under like the lung lobe. Okay, that's Kimberly. Okay. How about you, Denise?
I don't know. I don't know how to say yes or no without describing to you what I go through. And I don't know if that's what you want me to do.
Well, the information's coming up, so it's up to you to validate it, and you can say, yes, I have discomfort or not. It's just I get a real clear sense of it, and it's coming up to bring my attention to it, to give you information if that is indeed you. So if it's coming up for Kimberly, yeah, okay. My screen just shifted, sorry. So does that, are you experiencing abdominal pain, Denise?
No,
Okay.
not abdominal.
Okay. Okay. So then I'm coming to Kimberly. Are you currently feeling it right now?
No.
Okay.
But
So
but on an ongoing basis, it comes and goes, and I've ordered some castor oil, so to put
okay.
it like over the liver area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good. I was gonna say that would be really, really good with the castor oil. Okay. Okay. Some discomfort then. And it still hasn't gone away just yet. So who else might be feeling some abdominal digestive issues? No, it's not really digestive. I'm feeling like a pain, and it's like this.
You've got mine now. It's right
Okay.
here.
Okay. Okay. All righty. So
So
and they haven't
what is
been able.
that?
I
I
was
don't
going to
know.
say they haven't been able to identify it, have they?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay. What I'm feeling is, get a sense of this. I am in my mind when I see it, I look at it as like it's a grid. So imagine like a screen, and then like there's a disruption, a kink. It looks like in the muscle, slightly protruding. It feels muscular.
Yeah.
And they're also like the nerve, like within it, it needs the castor oil that actually, which is interesting. So like having a castor oil patch, it actually help. Somehow it helps to soothe the body and really help alleviate. But I really am getting like a muscular, and I'm not quite herniated, but there's something specific there, and it feels, and it radiates. And you also get it like in the upper back as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's,
So I'm seeing it there within the and it so strange to me. It even when you move in a particular way, it even feels like something pinches in between.
yes.
Okay. It's a very strange thing to me, but it even looks like there's a crevice that kind of opens and it kind of pinches. So did you fall once up against like a railing, a slide, and fall up against a railing? Like even if it felt minor, it kind of took a while. It feels like it's been a while back.
Yeah. I don't know if that
Okay.
happened.
It feels fixable, but I can sense and feel the discomfort in it. And so putting like a patch in castor oil. The other thing that I am seeing that could work really, really well, because it's muscular, I am seeing working with the fascia. The fascia is like this webbing material that is inside the muscles themselves, and it feels like a soothing energy. That feels like there's something in there that is like kinked, that just needs to be soothed and flattened out, is what it looked like in my mind's eye, is the best way I can describe it. So in those particular areas, and it feels like it kind of protrudes through. But if you get it surfacely and then using with the castor oil, it really feels like it could get in there and soothe it in a greater way. They have a device that looks like a massage wand that has these hands, and these little tendrils, if you will, these kind of stiff. They actually work deep into the muscular tissue to help with the fascia, and that actually can help with alleviating that pinching that I'm seeing, and that can give us some alleviation. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for allowing me. Thank you, everybody. Okay, now Hattie, I'm coming down to you. All of a sudden, okay, I said that. And all of a sudden, as I said that, I see a biker pop into my mind. An old guy, biker, biker, jacket,
My dad.
boots. Oh my goodness gracious, yes. Okay, and I wasn't even going to talk to you about that. But the moment I called on you, I was going to say something entirely different. He was like, boom, right there, bike, jacket, all of it. Oh my gosh. Who did you name after him, or who shares his name?
My son.
Yeah. Okay, now who is about 3 years old?
My son.
Okay, so yeah, this is totally wow, big hello from your dad. Oh my God, your Hito has the reddest little cheek. He's got the reddest, cutest little cheeks. And so if I just want to like pinch him, is what I want to do, is just, and just,
Who, my dad?
No, your
Or my son?
your son.
Yes,
Maybe your
he
dad
does.
too.
My dad does have red cheeks. We all do. See, I have it too.
Ah, okay. But it's kind of, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I have to look real close. Okay. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I see your son.
all of us have it.
Uh-huh. Oh my
But
gosh,
yeah,
he's
my
just a
son
ball of
for
joy.
sure.
Now, who got him the bike, and it like dressed him up like your dad?
Oh, actually, I just sent a picture to my mom. Recently, there was a picture after my dad passed of my son walking around in his motorcycle boots. They were like
Yeah,
really big, tall cowboy boot type things, but they were the
yeah.
ones he rode on his bike.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing is like, oh my God, it's the cutest thing who dressed him up in his bike suit or something. I'm even seeing like getting him a little bike. Oh my gosh. Now, was he I get the age 1. How old was your son when your dad passed away?
About one. Yeah,
Okay.
he's been gone a couple years.
Okay.
2021, he passed.
Yeah, because he's like he was at least he was 1, he said he was 1.
Yeah,
Do you have another on the way? You have another?
I better not. No. Mm-mm. No, but I have
Okay.
another one that's really close in age to him. My daughter,
Okay.
she's 4.
Okay. Okay, so then it's to bring her in as well because I'm like, okay, mm, I'm literally, did you happen to lose a child, like either by happenstance, like either through miscarriage? I
My
see your
nephew
dad.
just did.
Okay, your dad is holding a baby because I'm like,
Oh.
but there's another baby coming. Okay, so
Yeah, no, my nephew lost a baby. She was a month old
oh,
from SIDS. So
okay.
hold on,
I
Papa.
am so sorry. Your dad is showing me the baby. Like that's why I'm like, he's with the
That would
baby.
make him
He is
happy.
with the
My
baby.
nephew actually has my dad's name also.
Okay, so then, oh my gosh. So no wonder this is coming up
He's
even
18, yeah.
stronger as well because it's the one with the shared name. Okay, please tell your nephew that he's showing me her. She was female,
Yeah,
correct? Yes. Okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I see
Maisie, I
roses.
think was her name, Maisie. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Roses?
yeah. What was her name?
Maisie.
Maisie. Okay, this is interesting. I am. This is very strange to me. No, I am seeing like it looks like a bundle of roses, but they're short. And the way that they're being carried is this is a strange way because I don't see them being held like in a wedding kind of thing, but I see a bouquet and they're just being, I don't know why this is significant. So give me a second here. I have somebody like holding a bouquet of flowers. Okay, I want to say like holding them, but not holding them upright. They're holding them downwards and like they're upside down. And I see an image of going to a cemetery. I don't know why holding the flowers upside
Oh,
down is
Papa.
so significant. Does that make sense to you or
Hmm.
anybody else?
Not. I don't know. My mom may know. I know I had ordered something for Father's Day for my dad. I'm gonna take. I'm the one that is closest to where he's buried, so I'm the one that takes stuff over there. But
Okay.
he doesn't particularly care for flowers. It's my mom's least favorite kind because she said it smells like a funeral home. So I'm not sure. I'm
Okay.
not sure about the
This is
roses. I'll have to ask her.
That's actually okay because what I am seeing does not look right in my mind's eye because it's like they're not held upright, they're upside down. I even want to like throw them. It's a very weird image in my mind. So I'm like, what is this? So that would make sense if he's like, don't waste them on those things. That would totally make sense to me because I'm like, why am I seeing these flowers being treated this way? So that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
That
that's
totally,
probably why he
especially
wasn't a flower
okay.
person.
Okay, that makes sense to me now because I'm like, this is a weird image in my head. Now, do you have a picture of like a miniature bike that is on top of his tombstone? I don't feel like, why do I feel like the tombstone is not there yet? Or something happened with a delay or something about it?
No, it's there. Uh, I don't know. The only thing that we're gonna add to it, the dog that my parents had that they had for a really, really, really long time, I think like 17 or 18 years, passed away, and we had him cremated, so we were gonna add something to the tombstone for Moose. So
Okay,
that might be why you feel like it's not finished.
okay, because it feels like, do they have, well, I don't know if they can do it on the spot. Would they have to take it and then put it back? I've never done this
No,
before,
the
so
only
bear with
reason
me.
why they'd have to do that is if they're adding my mom's information on it.
Okay,
They share one.
got it. Okay, okay.
It's
Because
like
what
2 hearts with a
that makes
thing on
sense to
top.
me because it feels like incomplete, and if
Yeah.
like it had to be taken back, and so if your mom's not added there, so then that would make sense to me of why it's like not done yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Now I see like a picture of a little miniature motorcycle, like that would be placed on top, kind of like a little thing like this, and kind of like put there, is what I'm seeing.
There's a couple things over there. I know that there's a rock that's on top of there. I'm not sure if my son put a motorcycle up there. I know there's a little miniature motorcycle by his flag, his military
Okay.
flag on top of the
Okay.
piano.
Okay, that makes sense because somewhere, wherever he's honored, I took it for gravesite. I see where there's a little bike and it's put right there where this like place of honor is. So if it's like by his flag and all of that, that
Yeah.
totally makes sense because he's
Yeah.
telling me about the little bike and like where that would make sense because my father's buried at a veterans and I see flags. And so I saw a cemetery. So if it's where the flag is, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Does your mom still smoke?
My mom has never smoked.
Your mom hasn't?
My
Okay.
Yeah, well, if you count medical marijuana, but
Okay, this makes sense because I want to call out
maybe
your mom for smoking. Okay, would this be a
that could
surprise to your
happen.
dad?
Probably because my mom all her life was very no cigarettes, no drinking,
Uh-huh.
no smoking, no no
Uh-huh.
swearing, like just nothing. And
Okay.
after he passed, she's had a very difficult time. So
Okay. So he's showing me her smoking. And so like I want to say like is she still smoking? It's actually a good thing. He's just showing me that she is and the significance of it to actually help her and cope. But he's calling her out and teasing her. He has a way of like of a sense of humor with your mom, but your mom does not have I don't want to say she doesn't have a sense of humor, but she's
yeah.
more like he he knows how to get under her skin and she's just like, oh, stop it. Oh, just stop it. That's what I'm being shown.
Oh my gosh, that sounds just like them. My mom would say, Jim, stop it.
That's what I'm hearing in my head is exactly that. And he's giving her so much I want to say he's giving her grief. He's teasing her for smoking. He thinks it's funny. He's teasing her.
I bet he does because
Oh
she
my
used to make
gosh.
him smoke in the driveway. He wasn't allowed to smoke in the basement, the porch, the house, nothing.
Okay, so here's the interesting thing is that it feels to me that he's actually telling me it's like when she smokes, I am there. It's like she does it because it's like in a moment where like it does alleviate. I do see where it actually does help. It is really helping tremendously. So that's good. But he's there and
Yeah.
present in those moments. She does have conversations with him still in the morning over coffee. So please tell her that. She still talks to him
Okay.
and he still listens. He's still telling her. Okay.
Good.
So
I'll tell
yeah.
her.
Yeah,
She's
please,
in
please do.
Greece right now, so she
Yeah.
took a couple of the grandkids, my oldest daughter and my niece. So
Yeah.
they're over there. I'm sure she'd like to hear that. That was a trip they had planned.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Please do tell her. And the
I
funny thing I
will.
want to say, also tell her like she should have picked the other hat. I don't know
The
what
other
that
hat?
means. Yeah, she should have picked the other hat.
I
Okay.
bet you she will.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, just pass that on to her. She should have picked the
I
other
will.
one. And that's really exactly like and he loves that he still talks to her. And what if whoever's like that's not healthy, you got to let him go. You got to stop talking to him. You're going to hold him
Yeah,
back.
that's probably my
No,
sister.
no, 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 no. Okay, so please
Up until
reassure.
recently, she was still texting his cell phone. Like she refuses to turn his cell phone off. My mom, she'll text him every day, or like when she's thinking about him or
Mhm.
whatnot.
I'm actually, he's showing that to me, like, and he still talks and all of that, that she doesn't have to give that up. And it's not, and it actually, it gives her coping. It gives
Yeah, I
her a
don't think she
way.
should either.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in a complete, like, whatever she needs to do, they were together for over 40 years. So I think that whatever she needs to do to get by or get through it, then I think everyone takes their own time. Like my sisters are pushing to sell the house because she doesn't stay there. She stays between me and my sister. But I don't think that that's for them to say. I don't think it's any of their business.
Yeah, and your dad's kind of putting his foot down about it. He was her protector. Like
Yeah,
he
he
did
was.
everything for her.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yep.
so
Nobody would cross my dad.
he's like, back off, let her, I like it. Back off, let her, I like it. And then he's man of like almost no words, but when he spoke, you listen. Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
what's most
when he
important.
spoke, he didn't say too much, but when he spoke, you better listen. He would have to
Yeah.
give a look. That was it. That was my dad.
That's exactly what I am seeing. He's like,
yep.
Let her.
I
It's
know
good.
that he would not agree with half
Yeah.
the stuff that's going on now, and that's part of why I was doing this, just to feel a little closer and know that I don't know, he's still around. I guess I just because I feel him around. I
He
do.
is. He is. He's still trying to help manage and like be the lead of the family. A lot of the influence, it feels like, is, just bear with me, it feels like it's coming from her husband. And that feels like it's just been some difficulty there. So for what that's
because the
worth.
family has kind of done a lot of things that shouldn't have, had my dad been alive, would have never in a million years happened.
Yes. And yeah, and because it happened like shockingly, there was no preparation, nothing prepared. Couldn't talk about what he wanted. And he's like, damn it. He's like, get it together. That's what I'm feeling. Do you have a brother as well?
What was it?
Do you have a brother as well?
I do not have a brother. I have two sisters.
Okay, so then your other sister probably feels it. Maybe it's just the energy it feels. Sometimes genders comes across, but it feels like if she's more aggressive, assertive, dominant, kind of in that energy.
That'd be my younger sister. Yeah.
Okay, so then that's what I feel. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm feeling your
very,
younger sister with that energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The other one feels like it's more of influence by spouse, and just
Oh,
and really
yep,
it's
that's
like
my older sister.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And it's really about like the energy I feel from your dad is like, damn it, get it together. Like, and there's like this energy of just snap it. And you're like holding it together and just being like, okay.
Well, I try and just be there for my mom the best that I can, and try and just listen to her, and that's all I can do. I hate the way that him passing has torn my family apart. I hate the way that everyone's acting. Like, because it was so fast when my dad passed, they didn't have a chance to do a complete will besides monetary. And so a lot of the possessions my sisters argue over in front of my mother, and I despise it. I think that is not their place. I think that that's something that she shouldn't even have to deal with. I think it should be written down by her and put in a lockbox, and we'll find out when that time comes.
And that's what I am seeing, because your mom and he had ideas. They already knew. They talked about it amongst
That's what I tell my mom
themselves.
all the time. She knows. My mom knew my dad better than anybody.
Yes.
So,
And
and
he's saying it. So you kind of holding tight and not like fully engaging it, like you're kind of full. It's interesting that I also see you kind of holding it together for everybody too, which I know is really taxing on you, really taxing on you.
Yeah, I moved to another state. That's how taxing it was.
Yeah.
I moved to where he was buried. I moved to where his family is and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And he's showing me that he's seeing it, and he's showing me you grounded, like amidst all of this, and that it feels like it's going to settle. Just hold tight. And then just keep holding on to that ground. I don't know how I'll like, I feel like I want to share this, be able to be like, no, I know what was supposed to happen. Your mother knows what was supposed to happen. That's it. That's the end of it. And it's just
Yeah.
like he's coming that strong.
That's
He's
how, yeah,
really
that's how he
okay.
would say it. I know, I know it is.
Okay. So he's with you in it. He's so with you in all of it. And so know that you've got his support and you're doing the right thing the way your mom is thinking. They just cannot let them break her down because
That's
like
what I
she's getting
worry
so
about.
exhausted. So as long as you're able
Yeah.
to help her, and I really do feel so you'll have the recording of this and you'll be able to share it if she's open to it. But this is like
She
he's
is.
coming through very, very strong for her. That he has all the support, that he is still protecting and still holding that tight ground for her. And for her to hang tight, he's helping her. Now,
Good.
a way to do this is like for that to come into the conscious awareness of your siblings. Okay, so of your sisters, so they can begin to know that. Yeah, just hang tight, but I do, and he comes through really, really super strong. And he's protecting you also. So just keep anchored. Don't give up, keep anchored. I know that it feels like it's wearing you down, but it's okay. Know that you have some extra support with you through this, okay?
Mhm.
In other words, like an invisible team. You know, you got the big guns. That's what I want to call it.
Yeah, I know. Like ever since my dad passed, that's a big reason why I like to do stuff like this, not only to connect with him and get the reassurance, but like
Hmm.
I've been doing like a lot of soul searching and trying to figure out next chapters and my purpose and stuff like that and my guides and kind of like next steps. So it's kind of good,
Yes.
like you talking, like hearing you talk and say this stuff. Like it's really cool. I actually found you on a podcast, so
Mm.
you were having an interview with somebody else and it was quite
Well,
interesting. So.
well, thank you for that. I'm really glad that you're here. You know, and this is really at my core's purpose is that I want to share all this information to be able to help us all live a little bit better because we're all struggling with these things, you know, and this
Yeah.
is super, super important. So thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity. And then all of a sudden, like I'm really drawn to I'm like, you guys can't see my screen, so pardon me. But I'm really drawn to Gina. So all of a sudden, hmm, okay, sorry. Denise, by chance, are you experiencing that physical pain on you right now? You, you're feeling it now? Sorry, you're muted. I'm so sorry.
So since you brought it up, it made me think about it. And so, yeah, I do feel it.
Okay. Okay. So if it's okay with you, if I can like, it might sound strange, but just send like some soothing energy because I feel it in my own physical body. And then if I soothe it within myself, you can like kind of receive some healing energy. I don't know. We all contribute and we all share. So that I don't know how strange that may sound, but sending some soothing intention energy to help soothe it because I
Well,
can still feel it.
so what is it?
Well, and that's what I'm feeling is that in the muscular tissue that it's actually being pinched and it's actually pinching one of the nerves within it. And so being able to work with the fascia to help loosen some of that muscular. And that it also feels like it's really deep within because of the way the muscles actually work and how it radiates. So I
Mhm,
see it really within the muscle. Okay.
mhm.
Um, okay, thank you for that. Okay, now I'm coming back to Dina. Dina, all of a sudden, I got this really intense awareness. Is it common that oftentimes, um, um, like it seems to be put aside, set aside, put aside, not honored? Like, does that make sense to you? Okay, all of a sudden, and I really want to just acknowledge you like in a massive, massive, big, big way. Okay. Now, when we spoke, I was asking about a mother-in-law that you had once helped. I still feel a female energy that was really, really super taxing on you. Now, is that's either present or past, but I feel it and
It
I'm
was
being
my
shown it.
mother.
Okay. Okay. Because
Mother.
when it popped up before, and I also do feel like this is something that she might have done. Did she tend to have a habit of like kind of, disregarding and like kind of taking the show. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I was feeling that energy from Tuesday. And all of a sudden I just got this really, really intense awareness of it. I want to say in this moment to claim voice, to claim your space, to claim your power, like it is all being given. This is the strangest thing in my mind's eye. It feels like, have you ever heard of what's called Queen of the Day, Queen for a Day? It's an old program, and they used to have older people come on the show, and they would literally like this would be from like the 50s, and it's called Queen for a Day.
Okay.
Where does that make sense? Are you familiar with this show?
No, but
Okay, the way that it
maybe
feels.
my mother is.
Well, and that's what it's feeling like. So somehow, like, I want to just really acknowledge you. When you were growing, okay, and I get the number 5. How many siblings do you have? How many how many of you are there?
There's 4,
4 of you.
but
Okay.
you could count my dad as the 5th.
I was gonna say, okay, let's find the 5th because there's another one in there somewhere. So you okay. Now are you one of the older girls? Are you the oldest girl?
No, I'm in the middle of
In the
3
middle.
girls.
The middle of 3. I still feel like why does everybody look to you? Everybody on you. Like you were even used to, I even want to call you like Cinderella. Like if like you did everything, you helped everybody, but you were always behind the scenes. That's what I'm seeing. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's coming forward in a really big way to thank you, to thank you. Even I see her being very cruel to you. Did she have to was she bedridden for a duration? Because I'm seeing like somebody was very proud, even like not wanting to use a bedpan. I get a sense of proudness, pride, a lot of pride. Okay.
Yes. At the
And
end of her life.
and she's angry and she took it out on you. I see that she was like really angry and cruel to you. Said I feel like some hateful things. Did she also have was she having some memory loss towards the end?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm
She
seeing a
was
lot of
cruel to me. She was cruel to me growing up.
okay. Because I see the cruelty. She's showing me the cruelty. And there's a jealousy, a
Mhm.
very strange
Yes.
jealousy that she has towards you in a
Yes.
very, very strong way. And all of a sudden I'm seeing like you as a young girl, like and I even see like a pink dress and I'm seeing ringlets. So they like it looks like these little piglet like little ringlets and you're just but it's a pink dress, but it looks like a little white apron on it and these the socks matter. Ruffle socks. Lots of ruffles. Do you have an image of that for yourself or did she used to dress
She,
you that way?
we used to tap dance in a lot of shows. And so she'd put our hair up in pin curls and then
Okay,
take them down so they were all
that's
curly.
what I'm seeing
So
because it looks almost like a Shirley Temple thing in my mind's
yeah,
eye. Okay, and
yeah,
it's like the shoes, and I was gonna say like a black patent leather, like but that would make sense if you guys were if you
tap
tapped.
shoes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the pink outfit. Yeah.
The pink for sure. It feels like she really, oh, pardon me. Um, I get a sense of like her really pushing you guys, putting you in things, making you like do these like things that you don't want to do. So I don't know if this is like pageantry or like these dance, like, well, you said dancing already, but
All of
there's
it.
more than that. And it's like,
Pageants.
yeah, I'm seeing the pageants, and it just does not feel good. Like,
Yes.
okay. And it's like, I see smile and then pinching at the exact same time. pinching you and then telling you to smile while she's pinching you. And like she's, yeah, I want to really just take this moment for you, that this is really acknowledgement for you, that all of those crowns that were tried to put on you all those years, is that finally it's like you're receiving your crown, but in a different way, in the way that it is always meant to be. It's okay for you to receive your crown. And it's like this is it, and it's not like have anything to do with any of that. But finally, like what I am seeing in my mind's eye is like a crowd of people, and we're like a big celebration. And you would have put the whole thing on. You put it on, you designed it, you did the invitations, you did the food, you did everything. And you're way off in the corner. And everybody's getting all of this glory and having a good time, and you're there off to the side on your own. Now, whether that literally happened or not, but that's what's coming up in my mind's eye for the feeling of it. And what I am seeing is that when I talked about us being in an auditorium at the very beginning, like in this very sacred gathering space with our loved ones all on the other side and the guide taking center stage. In this moment, it is like in that description I'm giving you, this big celebration that you would have put the whole thing together, as I'm literally seeing like the person who would have been honored on the stage is coming off the stage, literally walking through the crowd, going all the way back to where the helpers are. Okay, and where you're like turning around to go in the other direction, they're telling you, no, 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 get over here. And then literally wanting to take you to the center stage. That's what I am seeing in my mind's eye. Like literally, finally, it is your time, that you don't have to hide. You don't have to put yourself aside for the sake of all others, that no longer do you have to have that agreement. You've been asking about looking at contracts and saying, what is in my soul contract where this is, and what the hell is that? I break that contract, that part of the contract. And so if you did that work, I want to reaffirm for you, like broken. You don't have to settle and sacrifice and put yourself to the back anymore. Because like you are literally brought to the forward. You are literally being brought to the forward. And the what got me to get here was popping in, and then like you would come in and then out, then come in and out. And this happened this and last. Okay. So you are being brought forward in center stage with every single other one of us here as your witness, to be pulled forward, no longer in the background. You have it inside of you. So you don't have to be on the sideline anymore when you're the one who's doing all the work anyway. You're doing all the work for the person on the stage. So step onto the stage because it's your words. Are you ghostwriting?
Oh my gosh.
You got to write for yourself. Don't write for somebody else, write for yourself. Put yourself first. When you put yourself first, everybody will begin to also put yourself first. Write for yourself. But you have it within you. It is being called forward. You're being put on that stage, girl.
Oh.
What's your message? Yeah, speak your voice.
Oh.
Let it ring. Let us hear you. Yeah. Thank you for all the hard work you've done. You've worked your ass off and you've suffered. And like you're even feeling like even for your body, even for like no, no, no. It's like everything being brought for you. So that scene from the very, very beginning of the stage of all of us being brought forth, I really, truly, this is indeed what that is. May we each know that we have that divine God spark inside of us. Each one of us has a responsibility to honor it. So think about it that way. When we put other God sparks before our own, that's service, sure, but it's also servitude. There's a fine line between service, giving of ourselves with full heart and unison and unity, receiving in return. You are worthy of receiving in return. Receiving is the other side of the giving. You give so beautifully with your full heart. Let yourself receive. All of you who are here have such a beautiful gift to give. As you give, may you open up to your receiving. Each one of you has such a beautiful gift to bring to this world. Kaapiolani, the children that you are serving is incredible. Teach them dance, teach them movement, teach them breath work, teach them their soul. You are keeping them connected, most sacred. That is beautiful, most sacred work. Continue that work. You are keeping those young souls tethered to their soul, okay? So that they don't lose it. Keep doing your work. You have great power within you, okay? Gina, you have great power within you, okay? Kimberly, Christina, Patty, Nancy, Denise, Antonia, Mavis, Dolores, Kimberly, Nika. You all have such great power within you. Let your God sparks shine. All of heaven, watch. All of our guides are here, your loved ones. Wow, what an incredible session. I'm just so overwhelmed. This never happens, but even my hands are, I like every part of me is just feels so open. I thank all of you so deeply from the bottom of my soul for you being here and for providing such great service that you do. Dolores, definitely go to that dolem. Okay, that is something that you actually helped to create. That's why you are so tethered to it. Your soul draws you to it. Our souls are drawn to the lands that we're drawn to for reasons. That the soul of the earth anchors energy and power within her. And that when we are able to go to these power places within ourselves and tap into that power place inside of ourselves while in these places, we actually ignite that power energy within the earth. And it serves. Keep doing your searching. Do that deep souls work. You guys are doing such incredible, beautiful work. And I'm so honored to be even a part of your journey. I thank you so much. Oh, what a powerful session. So I thank each of you. I thank you for being here, for allowing me this great opportunity to sense and feel you. So I think that, Gina, thank you for bringing us all together in this most beautiful way, in this closure, to understand that I was like, why is the platform there? What is this really about? Who's on the stage? So each of you take that moment. Each of you are being called here for that. And Kimberly, I also feel suddenly, again, I get bees and butterflies and flowers. Kimberly, what might you be doing?
I don't know, is it me or is it
It might
my
be the other
daughter's teacher?
Kimberly. Oh,
Oh,
you're
sorry.
okay. No, that's okay. There's a Kimberly Campbell as well. So Kimberly, does that Campbell, does that resonate with you? Bees, butterflies, flowers, planting, growing. It's okay. And you just popped off screen. That's okay.
Okay. There.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. I'm new
No
to this.
problem.
I have a butterfly tattoo.
Okay.
That,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, what is the butterfly? And because it feels like there's such a massive sign. It's your chrysalis, your emergence. You're taking your wing. Who else does it symbolize? It also feels like it symbolizes someone as well.
I think probably
Okay.
my grandmother. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. And it really does feel to me that that's the symbol of your own emergence. Is that what you got it for?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is okay. So now I know why. Thank you for being so humble in being all in all of this. And it really does come forward again for our emergence. Okay, we're emerging, we're coming out of ourselves, and each one of us is here to serve. You're brought here for a very special reason. So thank you so much for allowing me this great opportunity to connect with each and one of you. Okay, and I'm just sensing if there's anything else to feel in the moment. And then all of a sudden, I want to say, I think I got a message for most everyone. And then Christina, though, all of a sudden, I want to say that, like, are you changing your diet? Massively changing diet, something changing, something within the gut? Yeah.
Yes, I usually eat a lot better than I've been eating. We're a very clean eating family, and I would say the last couple of months it's been difficult as we're moving. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I just come back to that, and I think that it comes through that as you go through this transition, that I just get a sense of how important it is, and that you're right on track. Kimberly, I don't want to glide over, well, for either, I don't want to glaze over the power and the significance of the butterfly tattoo and how powerful your survival and the strength of your endurance. That is so important to convey. And that
I
is the
understand
main,
that.
okay. So amazing, amazing. Yeah. I know that it's that the pain of our breaking down into that absolute most, we get dismembered. Okay, in this course of our connections here in this earth, we are dismembered, ripped apart, and taken down to shreds is what it feels like sometimes. But in those moments, we can reassemble and remember ourself, our true self. So as we release these parts, we can remember our whole self, our true self, our pure essence, and let the rest go. Okay, Gina, take that stage. Right for yourself. You've got it all inside of you. Okay, all righty. Thank you all so much. I hold a special place in my heart for each of you. I thank you with all of my being. Thank you. And may our paths cross again. And until then, so much love to you. Keep doing such profound, great work. Wow, my heart is so full. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Do we
All
get a
right.
copy of this recorded?
Yes, yes. I will send a link to the recording to everybody so
Oh,
everyone will
wonderful.
have it. Okay, you're
Okay.
so welcome.
Thank you
All
so
righty.
much.
All right,
Thank you.
bye.
Blessings,
Bye.
everybody.
Bless you.
Dolores, I can't wait to see Ireland. And my sister went to Ireland. She was drawn there. So, and my guide's name is Brigitte. So Bridget, Saint Bridget. And it's more of Brigitte. So yeah, yes. So deep, deep work. Thank you so much. All righty. I see your eyes. Look at those special eyes. You have your grandpa's eyes. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you do. I see those special eyes. I just want to pinch your cheeks. You're
Yeah.
adorable. I'm going to pinch your
Give her
cheeks.
his little cheeks.
Beautiful.
So
Thank
cute.
you so much. Thank you, Hattie. Oh,
Have a good
all
night.
righty. Thank you, everybody. Good
God bless.
night. God bless. Mm.